Hey everyone, welcome back to Coffee and Conversations English, the podcast where we sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and have a real, natural English conversation, just for you.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Avery. And I want to start today with something that happened to a friend of mine when she first moved to the United States from Brazil.
Oh, is this the potluck story?
It is the potluck story. So her American colleague invited her to a potluck dinner at their house, and my friend said yes immediately. She was so excited to be included. She bought a beautiful bottle of wine, she got dressed up, she arrived at the door.
And?
And her colleague opened the door and said, "Oh, wonderful, what did you bring to share?"
And she was holding a bottle of wine.
Just a bottle of wine. And she had absolutely no idea that at a potluck, everyone is supposed to bring a dish of food to share. That is the entire point. That is what potluck means.
She had never heard the word potluck before.
Never. And nobody told her because Americans assume everyone knows what a potluck is.
Just like they assume everyone knows what brunch is, and what splitting the check means, and why you absolutely cannot leave a restaurant without tipping your server.
American food culture is full of unwritten rules, unspoken expectations, and vocabulary that nobody explains. And if you get it wrong, it can feel mortifying.
Today, we are explaining all of it. Brunch, potlucks, tipping, what Americans eat and when they eat it, how to talk about food preferences and dietary restrictions, and the phrases that make you sound completely at home in any American food situation.
Pour yourself a coffee.
Pull up a chair and let's eat.
Okay, let's start with the basics. American meal culture is a little different from many other countries, and understanding the timing and the vocabulary around meals helps you navigate invitations, conversations, and social situations much more comfortably.
So let's go through the American meal schedule.
Breakfast. Americans typically eat breakfast in the morning before work or school. Common breakfast foods include eggs, toast, cereal, pancakes, oatmeal, and coffee. Lots of coffee.
Now, here is something important about American breakfast culture. Breakfast can be sweet or savory, and Americans do not always agree on which is better. You will find people who eat a full hot breakfast every morning and people who just grab a granola bar on the way out the door.
Lunch. Usually eaten around noon or 1 p.m. For many working Americans, lunch is a quick meal, a sandwich, a salad, something from a food truck or a nearby restaurant, often eaten at a desk or in a break room.
And here is a phrase you will hear in American workplaces all the time: working lunch. A working lunch means the meeting happens during lunch and food is provided. We are having a working lunch on Thursday means bring your appetite and your laptop.
Dinner. This is the main meal of the day for most Americans, typically eaten between 6 and 8 in the evening. Dinner is where families come together, where friends socialize, and where the most important conversations happen.
And here is a cultural note. In many countries, the big meal of the day is at lunchtime. In the United States, it is almost always dinner. So if an American says, "come over for a meal," or "let us get together to eat," they almost certainly mean dinner.
Now, let's talk about some specifically American food concepts that come up constantly in social situations.
Comfort food. Americans use this phrase a lot. Comfort food means food that makes you feel emotionally warm and nostalgic, usually rich, filling, and associated with home and childhood. Mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, chicken soup, grilled cheese sandwiches. When someone says, "I need some comfort food today," they are having a hard day and want something that feels like a hug.
Fast food. America is the birthplace of fast food culture. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. Americans eat a lot of fast food, and it is a completely normal and accepted part of daily life. When someone says, "Let us just grab fast food tonight," that is a casual, low-effort dinner suggestion. It is not an insult.
Food truck. In many American cities, food trucks are a huge part of food culture. They are trucks or vans that serve restaurant-quality food at outdoor locations. "There is a great Korean taco truck near my office" is a perfectly normal sentence in American English.
Happy hour. Happy hour is a period, usually between 4 and 7 in the evening, when bars and restaurants offer discounted drinks and sometimes food. "Do you want to grab happy hour after work?" is one of the most common social invitations in American professional life.
Let's recap our meal vocabulary.
Working lunch, comfort food, fast food, food truck, happy hour. Come over for dinner. Let us just grab fast food tonight. There is a great food truck near my office. Do you want to grab happy hour after work?
Okay, now let's talk about the American food gatherings that confuse people most. And we are starting with brunch.
Brunch, the beautiful combination of breakfast and lunch, served typically between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon on weekends.
Brunch is not just a meal in America. It is a social event. It is an experience. Going to brunch with friends on a Sunday is one of the most beloved American weekend rituals.
Brunch menus usually include both breakfast items and lunch items. Eggs Benedict, avocado toast, pancakes, mimosas, Bloody Marys, salads, sandwiches. It is everything at once.
And mimosas. A mimosa is a drink made with champagne and orange juice. It is practically synonymous with American brunch culture. Bottomless mimosas means unlimited refills for a set price, and it is very popular.
So, if someone invites you to brunch, this is what it means. You are meeting between mid-morning and early afternoon, usually at a restaurant. You will order from a combined breakfast and lunch menu. There may be drinks. It will probably last 2 to 3 hours, and it is entirely social.
Dress code for brunch is usually casual to smart casual. Not formal, not too casual. Somewhere comfortable and put together.
Now let's talk about the potluck, and make sure nobody ends up like my friend with just a bottle of wine.
A potluck is a shared meal where every guest brings a dish of food to contribute. The host provides the space, and sometimes a main dish. The guests bring everything else.
When you are invited to a potluck, you will usually be asked to bring a specific type of dish. Could you bring a side dish? Could you bring a dessert? Could you bring something to drink?
If you are not told what to bring, you can ask. "What can I bring?" is the perfect response to a potluck invitation, and the host will always appreciate you asking.
Common potluck dishes include pasta salad, green salad, mac and cheese, baked beans, potato salad, brownies, cookies, or a dish from your home country, which people almost always find exciting and delicious.
And that is actually the most wonderful thing about a potluck. It is one of the best opportunities to share your own food culture with Americans. Bringing a dish from your home country to a potluck is not just acceptable, it is celebrated.
Now let's talk about the barbecue, or as Americans often call it, the cookout or the BBQ.
A backyard barbecue or cookout is one of the most beloved American social gatherings. Someone invites people over to their home. There is a grill, there is meat, there are side dishes, there are drinks, and there is usually outdoor space.
Common cookout foods include burgers, hot dogs, ribs, corn on the cob, coleslaw, potato salad, and watermelon. The host usually provides all the food at a cookout, unlike a potluck. But guests often bring a contribution anyway. a six-pack of beer or soda, a dessert, a bag of chips.
If you are invited to someone's backyard for a barbecue, it is always appreciated to bring something. What can I bring, again, is the perfect question.
Let's recap our gathering vocabulary.
Brunch, combined breakfast and lunch, usually on weekends between 10 and 2, highly social. Mimosa, champagne and orange juice, the signature brunch drink. Bottomless, unlimited refills for a set price. Potluck, everyone brings a dish to share. What can I bring? The phrase for any American food gathering invitation. Cookout or BBQ, outdoor grilling gathering. Host provides the food.
Okay, now we get to the topic that causes the most anxiety for people who are new to American food culture: tipping.
Tipping is one of the most important unwritten rules in American dining, and getting it wrong, or not doing it at all, is considered one of the rudest things you can do in an American restaurant.
So let's explain clearly why tipping exists and what the rules are.
In America, servers at restaurants are paid a very low base wage by their employer, often as little as $2.13 per hour in some states. They rely on tips from customers to make the rest of their income. Tipping is not optional. It is part of how the system works.
The standard tip in America is between 15 and 20% of your total bill before tax. 15% is the minimum for acceptable service. 20% is standard for good service. 25% or more is for exceptional service.
The easiest way to calculate 20% is to move the decimal point one place to the left and then double it. So if your bill is $40, 10% is $4, doubled is $8. 20% tip is $8.
When you pay by card at a restaurant, the receipt will usually give you suggested tip amounts already calculated. You just circle the one you want or write in your own amount.
Tipping also applies in other service situations beyond restaurants: hair salons, taxi and rideshare drivers, hotel porters, delivery drivers, coffee shops sometimes. The general rule is, if a person is providing you a personal service, consider tipping.
Now let's talk about splitting the check, because this comes up every single time you eat out with friends in America.
Splitting the check means dividing the restaurant bill among the people at the table. Americans do this constantly and completely naturally.
There are two common ways: splitting evenly, which means everyone pays the same amount regardless of what they ordered, and paying individually, which means each person pays exactly for what they had.
When the check arrives, someone will usually say, "Should we split it?" Or, "Do you want to just split it evenly?" Or, "Do you want to do separate checks?"
You can ask the server in advance, "Can we get separate checks, please?" And most American restaurants will accommodate this without any problem.
A phrase you will hear a lot in this context is, "I will get this one." This means, I will pay for everyone this time, and the implied understanding is that next time someone else will get it. Americans often take turns paying for meals with close friends.
And "let us go Dutch" means everyone pays for themselves. Dutch treat is another version of the same phrase.
Now let's talk about dietary restrictions and food preferences, because this is one of the most important vocabulary areas for feeling comfortable at any American food gathering.
Americans talk about food preferences and restrictions very openly and without embarrassment. You will regularly hear phrases like,
I am vegetarian, no meat. I am vegan, no animal products at all, including dairy and eggs. I am gluten-free, no wheat, barley, or rye. I have lactose intolerant, cannot digest dairy products well. I have a nut allergy, Must avoid nuts completely as it can be life-threatening. I keep kosher. Food must meet Jewish dietary laws. I do not eat pork for religious or personal reasons.
When you are hosting Americans for a meal, it is polite and thoughtful to ask in advance, "Do you have any dietary restrictions or food preferences I should know about?" That question is standard and appreciated.
And when you are a guest, it is completely acceptable to mention your restrictions when you RSVP. I would love to come. I should mention I am vegetarian. I am happy to bring something I can eat if that is helpful.
That phrasing, offering to bring something, takes the pressure off the host and shows you are considerate. It is a win every time.
Let's recap our tipping, splitting, and dietary vocabulary.
Tip 20% of your bill for good service. Should we split it evenly? Can we get separate checks, please? I will get this one. Let us go Dutch.
Do you have any dietary restrictions I should know about? I am vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, lactose intolerant. I have a nut allergy. I am happy to bring something I can eat if that is helpful.
Okay, let us bring everything together. Today, we covered American food culture in 3 parts.
Part 1. What Americans eat and when. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Dinner is the main meal. Know your vocabulary. Working lunch, comfort food, fast food, food truck, happy hour.
Part 2. American food gatherings. Brunch is a social event, not just a meal. Potlucks mean everyone brings a dish. Cookouts mean the host grills and guests often bring a contribution. And the magic phrase for every food gathering invitation is, "What can I bring?"
Part 3. Tipping, splitting the check, and dietary restrictions. Always tip 15 to 20% at restaurants. Learn the splitting vocabulary. Go Dutch, split evenly, separate checks, I will get this one. And talk about dietary restrictions openly and without embarrassment, both as a guest and as a host.
And the most important thing we want you to take away from today:
American food culture is about generosity and sharing. Every gathering, every meal, every potluck, every brunch is really about connection. Food is just the reason to get together.
And now that you know the vocabulary and the unwritten rules, you can show up to any American food situation with complete confidence.
No more arriving at a potluck with just a bottle of wine.
Unless you also bring a dish.
Unless you also bring a dish.
Here is your challenge for today. Go to the comments and tell us, what is one food tradition from your home country that you wish Americans knew about? We read every single comment, and we genuinely want to learn about your food culture too.
We really do. This is going to be a wonderful comment section.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you never miss a new episode.
And share this with anyone who is new to life in America. This episode might save them from a very awkward potluck moment.
Until next time.
Pull up a chair and let's talk English.